Unless you're an insane social justice activist, the idea of men competing in women's sports while disguising themselves as women is horrific. It's diabolical, to be quite honest with you, and virtually everyone opposes it, at least all sane people. The vast majority of Republicans obviously oppose it, and even the majority of Democratic voters, people on the left, oppose male athletes coming in and competing against women. Biological men beating biological women. People are not okay with it. And over the past several months, we've seen several actions from the Trump administration to do everything in their power to curb this ridiculous fad that has been increasing over the past few years. But there is one athlete who's been very vocal about this and who's very upset that Donald Trump is trying to put an end to men in women's sports. And that is a female athlete who looks like a man, Megan Rapinoe. Now, this is an actual biological female, despite what looks may tell you. But Megan Rapinoe is furious and really mad that Donald Trump is doing what the vast majority of people in the country and in the world want to do, and that's stop men from competing against women in their sports. Megan Rapinoe rails against depraved Trump following trans athlete ban. And let's just keep in mind, Megan Rapinoe, as soon as she retired from being a professional athlete, suddenly became a big advocate for men competing against women, maybe because she wouldn't have to actually play against them. Because we all remember how that's worked in the past, right? When the U.S. women's soccer team, the U.S. women's national team, when they would go around and do friendlies and compete with 15-year-old boys, they would get their asses kicked repeatedly. It's almost like there's a difference between men and women. But Megan Rapinoe, she's going off. Hardcore leftist, former U.S. soccer star, the one who kneeled during the national anthem, by the way, this stupid bitch. Megan Rapinoe is calling President Donald Trump depraved over his federal ban on transgender athletes in women's sports in the nation's schools. Quote, "Don't tell me it's about the rights of women's sports," Rapinoe railed. "That is totally disingenuous to say that. I just think it's really cruel. You know, if you strip it all back, it's just kind of cruel and depraved. This isn't an issue. You aren't going to be able to executive order trans people out of existence." Yeah, I don't think that's what this is. And by the way, trans athletes are still more than free to compete in sports. Just has to be the actual sport they belong in. So male sports in which they can't compete at, which is why they do this, right? When you see people like Leah Thomas, ranked like 350th in the country, all of a sudden snaps his fingers, pretends he's a woman, and is winning national championships. Yeah, it's bullshit, and everybody knows it's bullshit. Rapinoe went on to claim that women's sports are somehow under attack by Trump, not transgender athletes. We've just gone through a very long period over 10 years of really needing to fight just to get a baseline of like equal rights and non-discriminatory behavior. Remember when the U.S. women's soccer team tried to claim they were being discriminated against and all this stuff, but in reality, they were getting paid more than the men? It's weird how that works, isn't it? And when people just shitting on women's sports, I think we're sort of at that moment. Rapinoe admitted she's not personally afraid for her own safety over this purported attack on women's sports, but she is afraid for marginalized people. "I'm nervous, but I'm also hopeful. I believe in people, and I certainly believe in women, and I believe that people want better than the grim, dark, just violent reality that Donald Trump has very clearly laid out for us." It's funny, after years and years of people in the mainstream media, people on the left, activists like Megan Rapinoe, begging and pleading for people to care about women's sports and protect women's sports. As soon as someone does something to protect women's sports, like, I don't know, getting all the people in disguises, getting all the men in disguises out of it so you would actually have a fair competition, that's suddenly the problem. It's bullshit. And everyone with two brain cells to rub together knows that. I suppose Megan Rapinoe doesn't fall into that category. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.